What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things. MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong. History, and we good on that. Put Jilla on the track and we good on whack. 3, 2, 1. Everybody say Bulls on tap. Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery. Nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted. We're here to recap another Chicago Bulls win. As Senor said, another dub, 132-118. But before we do that, be sure you're going to ontapsportsnet.com for Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap and on Tap Sportsnet. Following Goose at Bulls Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because it's cool and tough. Go over to the YouTube. Go over to the YouTube on Tap Sportsnet, subscribe button, the little bell. Anytime we go live, you'll be notified. Goose, we're winners of 5 of 6. We beat Detroit 12 times in a row. It feels good to win another game, and it's a lot. This game is a lot closer than the final score. But hey, they pulled it out there when it really mattered the most and just kind of blew them away.
No, to start this game, you had a little bit of that here we go again feeling. Luckily, Zach, with his 27 first half points, kind of negated that. The Bulls did go to the half with the lead, which we are now after tonight, I believe 9-1 with a lead going into the half, which is a great stat to have. But the stat that is not good that they shared on the broadcast tonight was the Bulls' record against the youngest teams in the league.
Yeah, it was pretty piss poor, huh?
pretty piss poor, considering tonight was our first win on the docket. And I guess as much as we joked about Billy not having to reiterate that to his team before the game because they're pros and most of these guys have been in the playoffs and the other half are playing for contract extensions, apparently this is a message that needs to be sent to this team going into games that you're simply expected to win. Luckily, Zach's first half and his performance throughout the night, and then the Bulls' fourth quarter as a whole kind of carried them to the finish line. And like you said, in a lot brighter fashion than it really was, because this was a very close game. Jaden Ivey started this game out hitting.
Man, he's gonna be a problem, dude. He's gonna be a problem, and I'm really terrified of that backcourt in the future and what it's going to look like with the healthy Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, especially with how Cade plays the game and how Jaden plays the game. It's going to be
complete opposites.
Yeah.
Very big 2-guard and Cade Cunningham that can do a little bit of everything for a lot of people, comparable to Ben Simmons with a jump shot. So obviously coming into tonight, the start of the game, you have Jaden Ivey going off and you're sitting there go, oh, here we go again. Another team with a guy that might be the guy going forward that we don't have.
He is so fast.
Turn that shit up.
Yeah.
I have to give it to Zach tonight, and I also have to admit that I now see Billy's conundrum with this offense without really any true point guard. Leaving the ball in DeMar's hands is really his best option, because otherwise you're putting DeMar in a corner and you're putting DeMar on the perimeter to try to create gravity and spacing for the rest of the team. And when Zach LaVine's drawing doubles, that's just not really viable for the team as a whole, because they'll leave DeMar in the corner. They don't care.
Yeah. DeMar, long range isn't going to get the job done this year. I thought it would improve too. If you remember our season preview show, I thought he'd improve on his season. I think it was career high last year.
It seems like anytime that man gets the chance to take a step into the three, it's pretty golden. But the set shot from distance is not at all a sure thing. And teams know that on the scouting report, that's on their chair when they get in the locker room before they play the Bulls, knowing that DeMar is the guy, unless Drummond is on the floor, that you can leave open for that shot as opposed to anybody else. So for Billy tonight, seeing how it played out with Zach getting off to that hot start and really have to playing off of him, and seeing how the offense has to unfold with that being the circumstance was interesting, because Zach's hot start in a way almost put the Bulls at a disadvantage, because you're taking your best spot up, catch and shoot, 3-point shooter out of the equation as he draws a double to start, which obviously gives you a mismatch somewhere. The Bulls aren't the greatest at finding that mismatch all the time.
No, they're absolutely not. They're absolutely not. I mean, thank God they did enough tonight. I mean, this was the best game of the year for him. Season high, 43 points. Goose, he was just insane offensively. 43 points.
Man was in Fuego. Like,
yeah, 15 of 20.
Tonight, where usually, you're doing the no. Tonight, I was let it go. Send it. Because every single thing is finding the bottom of the net for you. Yeah. And I'm not even worried about it.
Yeah, 15 for 20 from the field, 5 for 9 from downtown, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, 43.6 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals. He did have 4 turnovers, which is a game high for him in the last 5 games, I believe, because he's really, like we talked about last episode, he's really
might even be in the last 10. I feel like we've been hitting Zach pretty low on those turnovers. Obviously, with the success tonight, a little bit more initiating the offense, starting the possession with the ball. So I guess that kind of inherently comes with that. But to see him put up 43 on 20 shots with an aggressive attack to the rim, that is what this team needs from him. Get it going to the hole, and get yourself going. And then letting these tough shots fly that we usually shake our head no at, I don't give a shit, because you're already rocking and rolling.
I thought that Patrick Williams would have had a bigger game than it says in the box score. It's funny. I didn't look at the box score all game long. And he had 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting. That dunk he had over Stewart, that was like, okay, that was nuts.
Well, no, I guess if we're gonna touch on a negative for the night, it would probably be the fact that the offensive rebounding for Detroit, I haven't seen the numbers, but visually was once again extremely painful, especially for a team that really doesn't have.
That's because guards are getting it. That's because guards are getting these offensive boards, and and the Bulls guards are being out hustled for those, because like you said, you haven't gotten to look at the numbers, and I didn't look at the numbers either. I had a hard time getting the kids down to bed. So like I didn't have everything going on down here. Like I usually have my stats up on one screen and all that. I didn't have anything, but Detroit had 13. The Bulls had 12.
Okay. A lot.
The Bulls were out rebounded though. So that's probably why you probably feel the way that you do. They were out rebounded by 3 total. 38 to 35. They were out assisted. God damn. They were out assisted pretty big too. 28 to 21. And then turnovers were neck and neck too. This game was very, very close until that last couple minutes.
Of that fourth quarter where the Bulls finally pulled away at the end, this game was definitely too close for comfort to be against a team that once again is one of the youngest in the league and at the bottom of your own conference. But luckily, we got our fourth quarter spurt like usual. I don't know why this team waits till the fourth. I don't know if that speaks to the talent and the ability that they really have to just turn it on and turn it off. But hopefully they realize at this point in the season that they are simply not a team that has the luxury of deciding when to turn it on and turn it off. And to that point, we have started games a lot better, I feel. In the last 5+, the first quarter has been a lot closer. But tonight, first, at least to start, was once again a little shaky and had you feeling that, oh shit, here we go.
Well, it's funny too, because like as I'm looking up and down at everything here, so they went 17 of 39 from deep. We went 12 of 27 from deep. So again, percentage is right there, but volume for them is significantly higher. 19 to 24 for the free throw line for them, 14 to 15 for us. So we had to work extra hard tonight. We got up 92 shots, shot 57.6% from the field. They got up 86 shots. They shot 47.7%. We had to work significantly harder to win this game.
No, I have to say that free throw discrepancy is somewhat alarming, given the players that the Bulls have with their tier and caliber of kind of echelon across the league. To see a team like Detroit, that's all young guns, really all unproven players outside of Alec Burks, who really has no place being on the Pistons roster to begin with.
No, he should be on a contender.
Yeah, no, he's definitely going to get dealt at the deadline. I shared on Twitter. He makes $10 million this year and will have a team option for $10 million next year. So very much a hot commodity at the deadline this year. Good for Detroit. They're going to add to those assets that they already have over there, which for the Bulls is concerning, unless you're in the bid for Alec Burks with Kobe White and some salary filler to kind of upgrade that 6-man position, because there's a couple shots tonight that he hit, and I was just like, ooh.
You remember when he came into the league with Utah?
Yep. And he was at Cleveland for a little while before they kind of had their
he was in New York for a hot minute too. You know, he's been around. He's a great, I mean, not great, but he's a very good serviceable role player, Alec Burks is. He should be on a contending team. The fact that he's on a rebuilding team is kind of funny to me. I don't really get it.
I think that all came down. I don't know exactly what trade it was, but it was definitely trade involved. He did not sign the contract.
Did it have anything to do with the Rose going from New York from Detroit? Was it a sign?
I think it was. I think you're spot on with that, especially since their salaries match up currently. I do believe that was the deal that was involved there that landed him in Detroit, but $10 million is a very
easy trade. It was the Kemba trade from our boy Chai Sports Fan. We're gonna hire him. He's our stat guy now. We're gonna bring him in here to the streams all the time so he can be in here. I just hope he doesn't yell at me again, because last time my feelings were pretty hurt. I felt the anger. Obviously, I'm glad to pull out a win, right? But as I go up and down the numbers here, we play Cleveland tomorrow. We can't have a 3-point discrepancy and a free throw discrepancy and lose the boards to them, because we're going to get, in other words, just what our buddy said, we're going to get our shit smacked if we do that. I mean, seriously, Cleveland is on a fucking roll. If anybody hasn't gotten a chance to check out who's watching this right now, again, we have a great turnout again. If you haven't had a chance to watch Cleveland Cavalier basketball this year, because nothing goes on in Cleveland, so why would you? But if you just kind of happen to fall across it, they are very, very good, and they play very, very fast.
Yeah. Tomorrow night is not a game where you're going to steal a win with a season high from Zach LaVine. Chances are him and Donovan Mitchell will be dueling all night if it's not Donovan and DeMar. And the Cavs do, as a team in a whole, simply just have a better combination of players all around throughout the rotation. So luckily, as we have seen throughout the year, the Bulls do play to their level of competition. So they should come out prepared and ready for what Cleveland is going to bring, unlike we've seen against the younger teams in the league where we think we're just going to walk through the night. So in terms of preparation, despite it being a back-to-back, I expect the Bulls to be on par, but to get a performance out of Zach LaVine like tonight and expect that to carry the entire team to a victory at the end of the night is simply not going to happen against Cleveland. You're going to have a full team performance across the board.
Right. I'd like to give Drummond his flowers tonight, too. He played a really good game. I know he's -2 in the box score, but he came in. He brought a lot of energy right away. That steal dunk that he had was pretty sick. I think it was in the second quarter. I like the way that he played. But, yeah, everything that you just said about tomorrow, you have to be spot on. So their injury report right now is Rubio is out. He was expected to miss 3 games this week. This report came out on Monday. Okay, it came out on the 26th. Darius Garland is questionable for tomorrow's game with a thumb injury. Evan Mobley is questionable tomorrow with a sore right ankle. Robin Lopez is probable, and CD Osman is questionable for tomorrow's game against the Bulls. So, that's
the only one I'm worried about is Rolo. I don't want to see him Hakeem Olajuwon reimagined tomorrow night. So right. Hopefully he's sitting out.
Right. Yeah, that'd be good. That would be good. But
hearing Stacey make that call for the opposing teams really hurts. After our rebuilding stint with Rolo as our day-to-day starting center, I have a little feels there for that man. So it hurts a little bit to see that rooted against us.
Yeah, that's very true. You know what's also funny I didn't realize that Cleveland is not actually coming into the United Center tomorrow on a 3-game losing streak.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Here we go.
Coming on a losing streak.
Yeah,
looking to get one up on you. You better be fucking ready.
Yep. I mean, they were against the Bucks. They were against the Bucks, and I don't like realistically. If you're missing Garland and Mobley tomorrow, if they're questionable, if they don't end up playing, I mean, don't take them lightly still. But those two are very good players, and they're very challenging players to go against. So that could end up being in the Bulls' favor.
Mobley at the 4 for them definitely creates a very big mismatch for this team. I would have to say Cleveland is probably our worst matchup throughout the Eastern Conference just due to their size and our rebounding issues, on top of the fact that they do have 2 guards in Garland and Mitchell now that can match the scoring of Levine and DeMar. So as a team as a whole, their roster is simply just put together quite a bit better than ours. So if they're missing a few guys, that'll even it out a little bit and at least have us feeling better going into the game. Though, as we've experienced this year, the Bulls having a visual appearance of a mismatch going into the game is not necessarily a good thing.
Right. They need to play up to the level of competition. I'm so sick of hearing that. I am. I'm so sick of hearing that. I listen to that Bulls Talk podcast. I think Rob Schaefer, Tony Gill, and KC do a really good job on that. I've been listening to it a lot lately, and they talked about that too. And you kind of hear it in Casey's voice about it's kind of annoying, you come out here and you play a great game against Milwaukee, but Houston smacked shit in the mouth the game before. If they want, and what you've said at the beginning of the episode, if they want to be a team that's going to win, they're going to have to not do that. Like they're going to literally have to come out and fucking play hard against everybody.
No,
they don't have the talent just to coast.
To see that graphic put on the screen tonight against the youngest teams and only have question marks against a team that we haven't played yet, it hurts.
That was Memphis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The question marks are next to Memphis. We have not played them yet, but every other young team that's rebuilding, that's supposed to be tanking for Victor, who apparently called out tanking teams and said that's some shady, bogus stuff. I don't understand that, which is funny coming from the guy who has to land on the worst team in the league if they are granted that first pick. Makes sense from his standpoint. You want to go to a good team. You don't want to be the only hope and savior.
Sorry, buddy. That's not how the NBA works.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're about balance, and the lottery is scheduled accordingly. So to see us dropping these games against these shitty teams that are supposed to be intentionally losing, but as we touched on the last show, having a good record against our conference opponents that are at the top of our conference is very misleading. So the Bulls, once again, have a chance tomorrow night to kind of change that narrative. Once again, not getting back to the point of saying that we are back. Definitely not a game to boast that about after playing Detroit this close. But another win against Cleveland does get you closer to confidently making that statement if you are continually beating the teams that you shouldn't, and also handling your business going forward against the teams that you're supposed to.
Right. Well, man, tomorrow is New Year's Eve. I'm sure everybody will figure we're probably not doing a show tomorrow night. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we get out of here? I know that you are out and about enjoying yourself. Again, my friend. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Call of Duty because I'm a 31-year-old father of 3.
I'm going to go have my 5th Long Island before 10 o'clock. Hang out with my coworkers, and if you would like to do a show tomorrow, but my truck is the new piano background, so I will be available regardless of how inebriated. If you want to do it, let me know. Especially if we hit a W in convincing fashion against a good team, I'd love to hop on here with you, cool. Inebriated, and shoot some shit.
I bought some confetti gun things where you shoot confetti out, and then I bought some sparkling grape juice for the kids, and I got myself my my old fashions ready to go for tomorrow, and that's so if I get on here, I'll be on the whiskey, which will just not be good for anybody, really.
Hey, boss, I'm already 4 Long Islands deep, which anybody who doesn't know what a Long Island is, that's like 20 shots. So yeah. We're still good. We still rolling.
Yeah, we still look good, and we're still doing great. No, Chai Sports fan. How about no on the pickle juice tomorrow if they win, okay? I said
All
five
right,
in a row.
But for our fans,
Yeah.
like me, we're very excited about that prop bet. What is the new prop bet that we can give them to see you drink some pickle juice live on stream here?
Oh man, see that wasn't premeditated here. I gotta try that. I'm looking at the schedule. So like we have Cleveland and back-to-backs here, right? So
it's all right. Let's make it as simple as that.
no. How about no? How about no?
Buzz, I'm gonna let you know. There's a lot of people that I've brought the pickle juice up to, and they just go, "Oh, that tastes good." So I don't know.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
Two games against Cleveland might not be that harsh of a bet here.
If they beat Cleveland, both Cleveland games, if they beat Cleveland in both Cleveland games, that we deem Brooklyn as a competitive game and not like even if they lose, but it's still competitive, I will do it.
All right,
so they gotta get these two against Cleveland. If they don't, then I ain't doing it.
So 4 in a row this time against the current competition.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, we'll drop down 4 in a row. Because
So we got to win 3 more, and then the people get to see you drink the pickle juice.
Yeah.
Cool. I hope you know this is going to be a continuous thing throughout the season. Like until you chug.
I feel like that's kind of bullshit, though.
No, you did it to yourself, and Michael reminded.
You just did it to me. You made me make a new one. What do you mean I did it to myself? I said it one time.
Our fans want to see you drink pickle juice. Oh. This is all about the fans, my friend. Don't put this on me.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. All right, if we're back tomorrow, we'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet, but we're probably going to shoot for it because I wasn't aware Goose would be available. I'm always available because I don't do anything anymore. Be sure going on.
What was when I'm here? I'm available.
No, see, that's perfect. See, that's perfect. Like I said, dude, I'm just gonna have a couple old fashions tomorrow. They win the game, and we deem that we're gonna get on here and make it happen. We're just gonna make it happen. But everybody, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap and on Tap Sportsnet. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel on Tap Sportsnet. If we do not see you tomorrow, have a happy New Year. Bulls play the Cleveland Cavaliers at 6 p.m. at the United Center. Let's go, Bulls.